Hello everyone, welcome to Jodie's YouTube. Usually I do games and things, but for this part I'm going to do something a little different. I had a baby 8 weeks ago and I wanted to do a top 5 things I wish I had put in my hospital bag. Now I have put some of these things in my hospital bag, but I kind of wish I'd had more of that to put in my hospital bag. So looking back over the last 7-8 weeks when I was in hospital, I had 2 huge bags of things for me and for the baby, but there is definitely things that I had wished that I had included. Number 1 is more baby clothes. Now I bought loads of baby clothes because I thought that I'd need quite a few. I didn't realise that my baby would be a sicky baby. He was very, very sick when, not ill sick, but like pukey sick when he was born. And I bought what I thought was enough, not knowing that I'd be in hospital for 5 days, which I really didn't like. I'd only packed for about 2 to 3 days. Babies puke a lot when they're newborn, so you have to bring quite a lot. And the husband was like running back and forward of hospital every day getting more clothes. Plus some of the clothes I had for him were slightly too big. Some of them weren't appropriate for like new parents, so like the way they did up or something, because we didn't really know what it was doing, so they ended up just being sent home and then binned when we got home. Okay, number 2 is entertainment. Now this is quite big for me. I didn't realise how long I'd be there again. I was on my own at night times and it got pretty boring. It was really quiet at night time in the hospital and the husband was practically kicked out at 9 PM. I was alone with a new baby, feeling pretty overwhelmed. I felt kind of out of touch with reality because in hospital it felt like a completely different place to like my reality. So I had wished that I had my laptop with me with TV shows on it, like Vampire Diaries, anything like that. I wish I'd had music, any kind of music, even if I didn't like it, just noise that was like familiar to me, I'd have loved. Or like a couple of films on my laptop for night times when I was feeding the baby. I'd have probably felt a lot calmer and I'd have probably got to go home earlier. Number 3 is food, drinks, tea, coffee and sweets. I packed for giving birth, so I packed a few snacks because I read that packing a few snacks was a good idea. But I didn't pack any drinks, which is really silly. And I was in hospital for 5 days, like I mentioned. We did have 3 meals a day with desserts and drinks scattered sort of around the day. Only like 2 or 3 a day, which is ridiculous. But after 5 PM, we had to wait till 7 AM the next morning for breakfast. And there was nothing in between and I was so hungry at night time. I'd wake up with a headache because I was hungry and I wish that I'd packed like snacky stuff like crisps, even if it's unhealthy. I didn't really care, I just wanted anything. I really wanted tea or coffee, like quite sugary tea or coffee because I really needed to stay awake. I wanted sweets, sugar, energy, anything to help me like through the nights because I was doing it on my own. I was overwhelmed, I was stressed, and it was just not a very nice time for me. Number 4 is my own towels. So when you're in hospital, you are sort of out of touch with reality, and I was overwhelmed. I just had stitches because I had to be cut to help me give birth, and so I had to shower every day to keep myself clean. The midwife reassured me that there was towels at the hospital, I wouldn't need to bring any. But I wish I hadn't listened, and I wish I'd have brought my own anyway. Because you bleed a lot after giving birth and I didn't like not having my own things to ruin their towels. And if I had my own, I think I'd have felt a little bit more relaxed and at home rather than uncomfortable. I was desperate to go home and I wanted to be in my own environment with my own things. Number 5 was more clothes for me and pyjamas. So just like baby clothes, I only bought a couple of clothes because I didn't think I was going to be there long. I wish I'd paid more clothes for me. Especially pants. I didn't bring any fancy pants or anything, just like really big baggy pants, like Bridget Jones pants. I didn't realise that I was going to get stitches. I was also quite sweaty a lot. I was stressed and the hospital was really warm because I was brand new to breastfeeding. The clothes I packed weren't suitable for breastfeeding, neither were the pyjamas. It wasn't easy access to just pull my top up to feed. And after day 3, I was leaky everywhere and I packed a couple of white things which weren't good because I forgot to pack bras, which is ridiculous, but I really did. And I had a hell of a time with leaking and like my tots ended up getting a bit crusty and it was ridiculous. Number 6 is baby milk. Now this is obvious, but I was so insistent on breastfeeding, I didn't actually know that it'd be hard. I didn't realise that I'd have a baby that had tongue tie, and because of this, he couldn't latch onto me. I struggled with breastfeeding. I felt pretty rubbish about it. We had to get emergency milk, like the ready-made stuff at the Actimel. It was expensive. We had to keep going back to get more almost every day. And the hospital wasn't exactly helpful for us doing this. I wish I had like a lot of the ready-made milk or my tub of formula with us, because I could literally have just like filled it up and gave it in. 7 is the sterilizer that we bought for home. And it's mostly like a strange one, but in the hospital they didn't have like sterilizers or anything to sterilize with, which is ridiculous for a maternity ward. So I struggled to breastfeed, as I just said. I wish I'd bought my sterilizer with us. I know it would have been like hard to heat up and stuff, but it would have been so much more helpful if I'd have had that with us and somehow used it. I don't know. Even if it was like an electric one somehow and it like heated up or something like that. That probably would have worked, because I did have plugs at the side of my bed. I'd have probably been able to leave the hospital earlier, because James, the baby, wouldn't have had like jaundice because he wasn't feeding properly from me. So we had to ask for bottles on them and use their stuff, which I felt rubbish. I felt like we weren't doing anything good enough, and so my blood pressure was really high because I was so stressed all the time. Number 8 is more baby blankets and bibs. So we had a pukey baby, like I just mentioned. Clothes got ruined regular, and bibs. We didn't think to pack many bibs, because it was like, okay, you'll probably use like one a day maybe. We're only going to be here a couple of days. We don't need to pack many bibs. I wish we'd have packed more bibs, and I wish we'd have packed more blankets, because we didn't know about swaddling, and eventually we had to use our blankets because James puked on all his blankets. The husband was coming back and forward every day bringing more stuff. I mean, there was only a certain amount of blankets we actually had, but I wish that we'd had like a lot of blankets to swaddle him with and to replace, so he wasn't on pukey feet. Number 9 is baby bottles. So just like the sterilizer, when we had to start using their stuff, I wish we'd have packed baby bottles, at least like, I don't know, 10 every single bottle, and then the husband would like take it home, clean it, bring it back the next day. I'd sterilise it and we'd be all good to go. I was confident about breastfeeding, but no one taught us. Like, we weren't shown, we didn't realise we weren't doing it properly, and this caused a lot of stress for me and James and the husband as well. So I really wish that we'd had some bottles sterilised, or not sterilised, but we had to borrow theirs eventually. We could have just poured the milk into them bottles, and on the first day he could have been eating perfectly, and then we wouldn't have had to do that. Okay guys, so comment your opinions below. What do you wish that you'd packed in your hospital bag? Tell me your experiences in hospital. Was it good? Mine wasn't so good, and it doesn't really put me off again, but it doesn't really make me feel very nice about having any more babies and things, even though I would love to. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.